Good day. Today I'm going to be covering COS2614 2023 Assessment 3 Question 1, and I'm going to be working on the deposit function. Okay, and so before starting, as per one of my previous videos, or now two, these videos are created for visual learners like myself in order to learn COS2614. Please do not use these videos to cheat, as I do not condone cheating, neither do I condone breaking any laws, rules or regulations. Okay, so that's my little disclaimer, but we all need to learn, get through this topic and pass this subject. So here is the assignment. I've read this assignment through in question 1, and so I'm not going to reread it, but this is the UML that we're going to be working off. So I'm going to start off from where I had left off previously, which is finished off savings account. So I'm going to go to File, New File, and I want to create a C++ class. And I'm going to add the class name as deposit. Okay, I don't think I need any. Okay, so deposit is actually a subclass of transaction. I don't see that there. Okay, so I'm not going to add it there at the moment. I'm just going to leave it blank for now. Next, yes, I want it added to my assessment 3 profile. Click on finish, and so if I go up here, you'll see I've got deposit H and deposit CPP file, and so they've added that in there. So let's go to our header and let's see what do we need to adjust now. So first of all, as I mentioned, it's sort of a subclass of transaction. So if we go here, we need to include and transaction H, okay, the transaction header file, and we're also going to change it over here where we're saying class deposit, and we're saying public transaction. Okay, and then we've got our deposit, and as you can see, our default constructor says that it's of a type double and the variable is amount, so we need to add that over here. I'm going to say double, and this is an amount. Yep, there we go. And then the next function that we're going to declare is our toString, and then the toCompute. So the toString is of type QString, so we add that here, toString, and we make that a const. Okay, and then the same here, we've got double, and we're wanting that to be compute cost. And that's also going to be of type const. Okay, and inside here we've got two private variables. So let's go private, and those two are m fee, which is a type double, and we've got m amount, which is type double. So let's start off with our double m amount. Okay, and then this next one has got an underline on it, so that means it's a static. So we say static double, and we say m fee. Okay, and so that is our implementation, or not implementation, our header, our header file sort of defined. and now we're going to go to our implementation file. Okay, so when we go to deposit, here we go. First thing we want to do is we need to define an amount for our deposit fee. So I'm going to go double deposit and m underscore fee. And if I think about it, whenever I'm doing a transaction, most transactions are also based on a percentage. So I'm just going to say 10 over here. Okay. Yeah. And then I'm going to define my deposit, my default constructor. So we've got double and amount. Okay. And we're actually going to get that from our transaction. So deposit. Okay, and then we've got a Q date time, and we're going to set that to current date and time. Current date and time. Okay, so that's how we define that. Current date and time. Yeah. And then we've got our M amount. M amount, which we are assigning to amount. Okay, and then we have our open and close brackets. So our next function declaration is deposit. So let's go. I want to create deposit like that, and I need to remember it's of type QString, data type, and that is our toString. And that is a constant. Alright, what are we wanting? We actually just wanted to return a QString, and in our QString we want the placement variable, our first placement variable. Then we're going to say amount deposited. Okay, and then we're going to display our deposit fee. Okay, so now we're adding our arguments. Dot arguments transaction to string. Okay. Our second argument is the M amount. Okay, and our third argument is our M fee. Okay, and at the end of that we add our semicolon. And that is it for our deposit of toString. Okay, so the next one is we're going to add our compute cost, and that is of type double. Okay, and that relates to deposit class, and we're saying compute cost. We're adding a constant here. and that's simply going to return our M fee. And that's it. That is defined. Okay, so let's go and copy this all, and let's go and see what our AskCodi is going to give us. Please help me understand this code. This is a code implementation in C++ language for simulating bank transactions in a saving account. The code involves a deposit class that is a child class of the transaction class. Here's what the code does. The deposit class has a static member double variable named mFee that is initialized to 10. This variable stores the deposit fee that will be charged for each transaction. The deposit constructor initializes two member variables, mAmount and the transaction class constructor, by passing it the transaction type, deposit, and the current date and time. The deposit2string function returns a formatted string that combines the transaction details from the transaction2string function, transaction type and date or time, with the deposit amount and fee. The deposit or compute cost function returns the deposit fee. Overall, the deposit class represents a deposit transaction in a savings account with support for calculating the deposit fee. So I hope that this was helpful and informative, and thank you once again for watching. All the best with COS2614. Goodbye.